All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to talk about the big fight that is going to be going on just 1 week away. On September 13th, Terence Crawford will be fighting Canelo Alvarez in Las Vegas, and it should be a doozy. The fight card itself, I gotta tell you, is garbage, but I am getting amped up about the fight itself between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. Terence Crawford's team had big issues with me because of something that I said about his weight gain and how significant his weight gain is, even shocking. However, now Terence Crawford team member has come out and explained why the size problem is not a problem for Terence Crawford and why he's really just that big. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. In this video, we're going to be in the 168-pound division, talking about the two of the best fighters in the world. My number one pound-for-pound fighter, Terence Bud Crawford, and Canelo Alvarez, who for the sake of this video, I will throw it around number 4. I usually do not rank people that have tested positive for performance enhancers in the past, but hey man, you know, you got to change with the times. We live in a day today where steroids and all those things are not real. Nobody's really on them unless they get caught. And when they do get caught, nobody really cares at the end of the day, as long as they made a little bit of money on their gambling. So I have now been convinced that performance enhancers in boxing do not exist, or they do not exist to the point where anybody really cares about them. So I am now looking new at Terence Crawford and the size that Terence Crawford is obviously put on. And I was wondering, man, how is this happening? I know that he works with Victor Conte. I know that he is a tremendous workhorse in the gym. But me and a lot of other people wondered, how can you put on that much weight? Well, according to Steve Nelson, Terence Crawford is really not putting on a lot of weight. What he did is he's no longer cutting the weight. Now, before I get into the details, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you guys so much for everything you do for the channel, especially to you guys that support and a super thanks in the Cash App. It really does help the channel out a lot. Even any little bit that you guys help keeps the channel moving on during these very, 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 very funny boxing times. So Steve So Cold Nelson says that the weight is not going to be a problem between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez because Terence Crawford has always been a bigger guy. He says that he has been forced to drain into smaller weight classes and he was never really allowed to have his body grow. So Steve So Cold Nelson, I can only assume, is saying that what you're really seeing is instead of the snack supplements or whatever else it is, you're just seeing Terence Crawford fill in to his natural size. That is perplexing to say the least. Why would Terence Crawford stay down at 147 if Terence Crawford is a natural 168-pound fighter? If it is no problem for him to fight Canelo Alvarez at this weight class, then shouldn't Terence Crawford have been fighting David Benavidez? Shouldn't Terence Crawford have been at 160 fighting Erislandy Lara? Shouldn't he have been at 160 fighting Gennady Golovkin, Janibek, all of those other people that Steve Cold Nelson says that Terence Crawford is the same size as? So in response to that, I have to say, no, Steve So Cold Nelson, I don't buy it. I have stood close enough to Terence Crawford to tell you that Terence Crawford is not a bigger guy. However, I will say this, that muscle weighs more than fat. So you can see somebody that is looks lean, but he's muscled, could actually be weighing more than you actually think he is when you're looking at him. But either way you go, we got a problem with boxing. Either Terence Crawford was draining down to 135 pounds, should have never been there, 40 never should have been there, 47 should have never been there. Then you have to ask, how did he keep his weight down so low? How do you keep your weight down so low and continue for, I don't know, 15, how long is it? 15 years he was at those weight classes? Somewhere between, from the age of about 20 when he turned pro to 21, somewhere around there he turned pro. And he stayed in those weight classes from the age of 21 to the age of 35, like 14 years or so. That's a lot for you to stay down and wait when you're growing. And the idea that he's growing at 37 years old, 38 years old is just ridiculous. His body is not filling out. He's not a 14-year-old boy he's not a 19-year-old, 20-year-old boy where your frame is now grown and now your musculature is going to grow into it. No. What Terence Crawford is doing is more than likely is that he is just taking advantage of every type of supplement that he can get, and that he is probably not going to be as strong as he looks. That's what I would say. He probably, because I'm being honest with you, I don't want to believe that Terence Crawford is using anything that is illegal. And I'm going to lean on that and lean towards that because that's what I want to be the case for Terence Crawford. Just like I really want Terence Crawford to win this fight against Canelo Alvarez. Many people that have listened to me over the years have thought that I am not a supporter of Terence Crawford, that I don't like Terence Crawford, and that is absolutely not the truth. As a personal matter, I don't like the way that he covers business. I don't like the way that he handles business. But that is just a preference that I have as being from somebody that has been in a lot of negotiations that really like straightforward. I like straightforward business deals. I want to put my stuff on the table. I want you to put your stuff on the table, and then we can work out and figure out how this can be beneficial for both of us. But if you've got other things going on in the back of your mind, you've got other deals that you're trying to play me against, I never really liked that. So my fallout about Terence Crawford and criticism with Terence Crawford was the way that he handled business with Errol Spence Jr. in the PBC, not how terrific a fighter he is. So I want Terence Crawford to win this fight. I hope Steve Nelson is 100% correct that his body size and that he be able to handle that stuff with Canelo, because the last thing I want to see in this fight is for Terence Crawford to go in there, get hit one time in the body, and then start moving around because he's really not somewhere that he should be. Sparring somebody like Lester Martinez or sparring somebody like Steve So-Cold Nelson is not the same thing as sparring a Canelo Alvarez. They're just way different level fighters. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comments section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.